You're not going to be the next project manager, you're fired.
First job out of university, 2.5 months in, and I was fired. Cried on the way home on the train. It was a very upsetting experience for me. And the same thing happened to me. I walked into the office in October 4 months ago.
Don't waste my time. You failed.
And my boss let the news that it was the end of the road for me at that company. But this time I was pretty happy about it. Hey friends, my name is Niam, and over the last few years I've lost 50 kg. I've been working on myself, been on my own self-improvement journey, and I just wanted to share some of the lessons that I've learned along the way. In this video I'll share with you how I'm dealing with unemployment, being jobless, feeling a little bit lost in my 20s, and also how I stay happy and I'm finding fulfillment in my life today. So if you like what you see, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because there is loads more content to come. Leave a comment to say hi. But for now, let's get into it. All right, let's just zoom out a little bit and understand why getting laid off or getting fired or losing your job can be a bit of a whirlwind time for someone that's going through that experience, and why it can be quite upsetting. And I think there's two kind of main reasons why it's a situation that is quite distressing at times and can feel quite daunting. And one is the kind of materialistic aspect of it, that once you don't have a job, you don't have an income, you don't have a salary, and you don't have money. And so there's a lot of uncertainty around, okay, when is the next paycheck going to be? And if you have rent to pay, if you have bills to pay, that can be really stressful, right? And then I think the second thing is a lot of people get a lot of purpose from their work. It's a way to add value to society, to the community around you, and have a positive impact on the world. And so once we lose our jobs, something that we've been doing, 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 or 7 to 7 every single day for the last, 3 months, 6 months, year, however long you've been in that job, then you kind of feel like you've lost a little bit of who you are and your identity, because it's how you've been spending your time for the most recent past. It's been giving you this sense of fulfillment, this sense of purpose that now you don't really have. And so it can be a time where you feel quite lost and quite unfulfilled and unpurposeful, and it can take a lot of meaning away from your life. So how can we deal with this issue? I want to break it down into these two aspects of losing your job, figuring out whether you have got enough saved up or whether you need to go and find a job. And there's two kind of aspects to this as well. It's looking at how you're spending your money at the moment, and can you reduce the amount of expenditures that you have? Do you have to go out for dinner all the time, or do you have to get the takeaway, or do you have to go out for drinks? And maybe switching from Tesco Finest produce to the regular Tesco produce, making little cuts like that will help you control your expenditure, so the financial worry becomes slightly lower and perhaps you can survive on a little bit less. And then figuring out whether you have enough saved up to sustain you for, X amount of time until you figure out what you're going to do next. Now, if you're in a situation like I was a few years back, where actually I needed a way to kind of fund my lifestyle, then first things first is go and get a part-time job. It will just ease that stress and it will ease that worry for you. And that's what I did. I went to work for an after-school club and breakfast club near my house. And yeah, it didn't give me loads of money, but it gave me a little bit of income so that, I could take some time out and figure out what my next step in my journey, in my career was going to be. Then I think the next step is, okay, once your finances sorted and you're like, all right, it's not a worry now, then you can take some time to really reflect on your previous job and be like, all right, what went wrong? Do I want to continue on the same path, or do I want to change direction or pivot a little bit? I think losing a job can actually be an excellent opportunity to really figure out what you want. When I lost my job, I changed direction completely. I decided to start focusing on my health. I lost 14 kg in 3 months. And if I didn't lose that job, then I didn't kind of get hit down to ground zero, then maybe I wouldn't have ever taken that step to lose the weight that I needed to lose. It can be so easy to just get stuck on the hamster wheel as well, where you're just going to this job and you're getting given good work and you're feeling valued, but then you're not reflecting on whether this is the path that's going to take you to where you want to be. The obvious step is to continue on the same field and get a job building on the same skill set that you've learned previously. However, it's very important to explore 4 or 5 different other options that are available to you, because just because something is the obvious step, so something is the easy step, doesn't mean it's the best step for you. So I think there's 2 things or 2 habits that you can get into when you're unemployed or you've just lost a job that can be really powerful and really helpful in building your self-confidence, building your self-esteem, building your self-worth. And the first one is to exercise daily. I think in the morning or whenever you feel like doing the exercise, if you can do something difficult, physically hard, it tells your subconscious and it tells your brain that you are someone that can overcome challenges. When I first lost my job, when I first got out of uni 2.5 months in to this job and I got fired, the first thing that I did was actually just get in the gym, and it just proved to myself that yeah, I am a resilient person. I'm someone that can overcome challenges. I'm someone that is driven and disciplined, and it didn't matter that I'd lost this job because I've just proven to myself that I'm someone that has a bit of grit. One of the things they said is that I don't have grit, and so one of the ways to kind of overcome what they had said to me and the evidence that I built towards the idea that I don't have any grit was to prove to myself that I actually do have grit. I have resilience, and going to the gym every day and losing weight and being disciplined with a diet just showed me that yeah, no, I do have grit and they were wrong. I don't need them to tell me who I am and who I'm not. I can prove it to myself. The second thing is meditation. It allows you to take a break from life, build a relationship with yourself and understand the thoughts that are going through your head. It allows you to become more focused, more calm, more peaceful, more content with the way that life is. It allows you to respond to situations in a more conscious way and in a less emotional way. But then also it allows you to keep a clear head and understand what you want in life, how that you figured out what you want. It can feel a bit daunting and it can feel a bit scary because you may have decided that you want to change direction, or you may have to start applying for jobs, and you might have to start doing new things, and you may not have had loads of interviews before, and so all of this new stuff can get a little bit overwhelming, and it can feel like you have a lot to do and you have a big mountain to climb. And so the next step in kind of dealing with this sense of uncertainty and this sense of overwhelm is just to take action relentlessly. It can be so easy to be idle and just think, oh, how am I going to do this, or what am I going to do? And by doing that, you're letting your mind dictate how you feel. But what you can do is almost distract your mind from giving you these negative thoughts by just taking action and making progress. And sometimes you will just make a mistake and you'll do the wrong thing. But every time that you fail and every time that you do make a mistake, it's a lesson that you can learn from, and it will make you better the next time that you do take action. Doing something is better than nothing. Like in the past when I first got fired and when I haven't had a job, I've definitely got into these negative spirals where I'm like, oh, I feel so lost and I feel so purposeless and I feel so like unfulfilled. And the only thing that I've actually found in my life that has actually made a difference for me is just taking action and doing something about it. If you don't do that, then your mind just goes on wanders and you start having these thoughts of self-doubt. It can become really depressing. And so taking action is so important just as a remedy for uncertainty, fear and self-doubt. If you are feeling this like purposelessness and unfulfillment and meaninglessness, this is something that I've learned very recently, is that helping people is such a powerful way to just add value to other people in your life and feel purposeful. So like recently, after losing my job in October and getting fired, I started a YouTube channel, and having that as a hobby to focus on and try and create videos that add value to other people has given me this new sense of purpose, and it's building evidence towards the idea that I can do new things and I can make a difference in a different way. I can learn skills by myself. I don't need someone telling me to do a job to be able to do a job. And then even more recently, I've decided that I want to start coaching people, and so I just messaged loads of people and asked them if they want help with their fitness. And it was just taking that one little step to messaging people and asking if they want help that allowed me to get over the fear. It makes me happy, and hopefully and maybe one day that will lead to something greater than what it is today. But just taking small steps in the right direction is better than doing nothing. I hope you got some value from that. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because there is actually loads more content to come. I'm going to keep doing this forever, so make sure you don't miss out on any videos. And leave us a comment below if you're unemployed, if you've been laid off, if you're fired, and let me know how you're kind of dealing with it, because yeah, it'd be cool to create like a community of people that are feeling the same way and we can all get through this together. But until next time, peace and go get it.